That sound describes this story. Oh. Hey YouTube, it's Sunday.
Why are you such a copycat?
So as promised, this week I have gotten out my very professional first book. I know I said I was going to act some of it out, and I am going to kind of try and do more of like a dialogue-ish type style, but again, I ran out of time. Also, honestly, it's too hot in my room for any kind of wigs or whatever, so we're just going to do it like this again, but yeah, it is still going to be a little bit better and more involved than last time. Okay, so if you have not seen the first video of these two, I uploaded a video a little while back, pretty recently, called Reading from My Very First Book, and you can go watch that over there. I start reading from the very beginning, and you're going to be kind of lost if you don't go watch that, so go ahead and check that out. But just a quick recap for those of you who have seen it and just need like a kind of a reminder, Annabelle found this ghost in her house, and then her mom got stabbed, and then she was like, oh, Scott made me do it, and then her dad like hated her at first, and then they were fine, and then she woke up one morning after having gone to school for the first time and developing a crush and meeting some friends who were like two-dimensional and whatever, and then she woke up to a note from her dad saying that he's in prison, and then she found out that Scott is actually a vampire. Okay, let's go ahead and start. So this is chapter 10. Oh my god, it's so hard to see with the ring light. Oh, you know, it would help if I also put my glasses back on. Wait, if you're a vampire, how did, or do you make people think you're a ghost? You know, I was expecting some kind of like Annabelle said, flustered, but no, I actually just have a little code here, and it's like a little orange thing, and it says orange equals Annabelle, and so I like highlighted her lines. And then in the margins, Scott walked into the room. Well, I don't do it on purpose, but when I disappear, people think I really did. You don't actually disappear? No. Well, not technically anyway. So you run? Yes. Well, just go to school. Fine. Dang. She mumbled to herself. School that day was horrible. She went to school in her PJs. Scott rushed her out of the house. She also forgot to put on shoes, brush her teeth and hair, and eat. She got laughed at all day. Annabelle's stupid, a boy named Ricky called. Yeah, Annabelle's dumb, his friend yelled. Also, I like spelled yeah like Y-A, like young adult lol. Anyway. Shut up! That was Annabelle, and you can tell because it's highlighted in orange. Don't let them get to you, Anna, her friend. It was Becca at first, now it's Jessica, said. She had run in the bathroom and started to cry. Wait, her friend or Annabelle? I'm confused. Oh, Annabelle. Annabelle. This is how you can tell. It's not air, she sobbed. It'll be okay, Anna. You'll see. Jessica soothed from the outside of the stall. Annabelle got out, frantically wiping her eyes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break down like that. Hey, you were having a moment. Don't worry about it. We understand, Becca said, coming in with a glass of water and a box of tissues. Speaking of tissues. Yeah, it could have happened to anyone, Jessica chimed in. Okay, well, I guess I better get to class. Also, I still highlighted it, except I highlighted this one in pink. So I guess you're just kind of supposed to like assume that it's her. Just as the three of them were walking out of the girls' bathroom, Anna stopped. She froze. She dropped her books and stared straight ahead. Not because she was having a bad day. Not because her two best friends were staring at her like she was crazy. But because she saw Scott. Also, okay, I just want to take a second to point out that that one spot where I like kept end stopping my lines or whatever. When I first wrote that in high school, honestly, I thought it was genius. I thought that like whenever you read that, you were like going to be building the suspense and like, oh my god, what's happening? Why is she staring straight ahead? Oh my god, I have to know! When really it's just like terrible grammar and like, stop. Like, that's not how you English. More than anything, it's just annoying, and like, obviously you're gonna say that Scott's there, but like, whatever, anyway.
Hey, I gotta pee.
Okay.
Proud of you.
Thanks! That sound describes this story. He was staring at her, on the verge of tears, with totally selfless pity plunging deep in his eyes. Annabelle never really realized how absolutely gorgeous he was. I underlined gorgeous. His eyes were perfect chocolate brown, and he wore glasses. His full lips just made him that much cuter. Wow, really killing it on the poetic imagery past Kai. He had a few pimples on his face. Poets talk about dark shit, I guess that's poetic. He had a few pimples on his face, but if he was a vampire, which if was underlined, he'd have frozen at about 17 or 18, and they were minor imperfections anyway. They didn't even slightly, I didn't capitalize they. there's a period after anyway. It didn't even slightly take away from his absolutely angelic face. I don't overuse cliches. And of course his hair played a big part in his wonderfulness. Yes, his short, tousled black hair highly complimented his face when he saw her staring adoringly at him. He disappeared. Wait, what? Oh, there is a period there, except it's just literally in the middle of the line, so I missed it. God. Plus, like, the paragraph break. When he saw her staring adoringly at him, he disappeared. She had spent only 2 seconds in heaven. That was only 2 seconds, really? And she hadn't even kissed him yet. He just looked at her, and yet she thought she'd been in love with him for years. Oh my God. All of this only proved one thing. He cared about her. No! All it proves is that you think he's pretty. What do you mean? And that he's like stalking you. What? What? Annabelle, you stupid. What about killing her mother? See? Saying he'd had to kill her. He'd like, O-F. If you're not good at English grammar, that's supposed to be he'd have. A lot of people like say it like he'd of because it's like, you know, apostrophe V-E, but like it's not of, it's have. And my inner creative writing major is so mad right now. And also the outer one. There are 2. Ogres have layers. Did I just call myself an ogre? Anyway, back to this shit story. No, she must be going crazy. Becca's worried voice snapped Annabelle out of her mindless babble. Come on, Anna, we're gonna be late. The bell's gonna ring any second, she urged. Okay, no need to be so pushy, Annabelle mumbled. Chapter 11. That night, as she lay in her bed trying to sleep, she couldn't get Scott's lonely, amazingly angelic, gorgeous, sad, loving face staring at her for those extremely short 2 seconds out of her head. That one sentence was a paragraph. Literally this long. Like, what you mean? Use punctuation. Also, I like that I didn't use her name even once. I just said that night as she lay in her bed, she couldn't get Scott's blah 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 blah. Like, okay. I think I might have even been out of, am I out of frame? I don't know. She fell asleep to a, see, still not her name. She fell asleep to a lullaby, a soft, new, sweet tune. She didn't know where it was coming from, but she didn't care. It was just so soothing. She opened her eyes dreamily. As Annabelle turned her head to look at the clock, see, finally we're using her name again. She realized how bright it was. What time is it? She wondered, speaking more to herself than anybody else. So she was extremely startled when a low, sexy male voice said, 10 o'clock. You slept all day. Oh, and now we're writing in blue Sharpie. Cool. Her eyes snapped open. Scott was on her bed, stroking her hair. What? How did you not notice that beforehand? Shh. Don't worry, Annabelle, Scott soothed. Scott, what are you doing in my room? He exclaimed, hitting him with a pillow. I came to apologize. I'm such a liar. Huh? She stopped hitting him. So she was just like hitting him this whole time. Huh? What? What did you say? Chocolates! The selling chocolates! Oh, God. I'm not a vampire, nor a ghost. I'm a werewolf. How do you expect me to believe that? You've lied to me twice. How do I know you're not lying now? She was bewildered. A werewolf? No way! Scott pulled out a brown paper bag and handed it to Annabelle. Here, he said. I knew you asked, so I shaved. That's what she said. Oh, God. She looked inside the bag, and what she saw almost made her puke. Was it this book? It was hair! I underlined hair. Brown, thick, smelly, hairy hair. I can't read. What? I legit can't tell what that word is. Like, I think it says everywhere, probably. That makes sense. Why did he put... I hate that I started writing in pencil. I have an idea. I'm gonna try using my phone flashlight. Oh my God, wait, no, that actually helps so much. This is like the stupidest thing I think I've ever done, but whatever, it works. Why had he put his nasty hair in a bag? Told you, Scott mumbled. Boy, you got problems. Yeah, that's the same voice as before. before. Wow, I'm great at this whole writing thing. Annabelle partly teased, mostly meant. Actually, that's not why I'm here. Maybe I should start making him speak like that. Actually, la la la. Then why are you here? She didn't know why he was being so kind all of a sudden. What do you mean kind? It worried her. Before I tell you, I want you to know it wasn't my fault. It just happened. What wasn't your fault? Annabelle was growing frantic. I didn't do it. I swear. I had nothing to do with it. Help me! She shook him and distantly realized that there were embarrassing tears running down her cheeks, but she didn't care. Scott stopped trying to tell her it wasn't him and looked at her with sad eyes. Tell me, Annabelle whispered. He caressed her cheek for a moment and then wiped off her tears before new ones could form. Annabelle, your father is dead. Oh, come on. Like, this is some kind of sick joke, right? No, Annabelle. He got in a car wreck and was cut up so badly he can't even have a proper funeral. He was cremated. Annabelle was stunned into silence. She didn't faint, she just sat there, tears streaming, looking at Scott. You're lying, she whispered. Please tell me you're lying! Oh my god, please tell me this book didn't actually happen. Annabelle screamed, sobbing. No, Scott whispered. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Not lying or not sorry, you gotta pick. Placement is so important. Scott looked as if he were about to cry as well. She fell straight into Scott's chest and he held her close while her body shook violently. He pulled her onto his lap and smoothed her hair out for about an hour until finally she stopped crying. What just happened? Chapter 12. Annabelle awoke with a headache and a wet pillow and face. Had all that been a dream? Was her father actually dead? She got up and looked in the mirror. She looked like utter crap. She had definitely cried. Definitely real, she said smugly. Girl, do you know what smug means? Because smug is not like sad. Smug is like, yeah. So like, you're saying that she's like, did my father actually die? And she looked in a mirror and saw that she had been crying and she was like, definitely real. Like, yeah. No, that's not how you use that word. Oh my god. Reading my own book is gonna give me an aneurysm. The sound of her own voice startled Annabelle. It was hoarse and cracked. Suddenly, Annabelle saw the brown paper bag lying on the floor. Remembering Scott and his broken face and nasty hair, she hurried down the stairs. She got to the kitchen and, yet again, and also the yet again is in like parentheses, which, sure, found a note on the fridge. With a great big huff and a bit of frustration, she huffed and she puffed and she blew his house down. No, actually, Annabelle tore the paper off of the fridge and began to read. You can read this with me if you want. Dear Annabelle, sorry I'm not there. I'm at the courthouse arranging to be your legal guardian. Just so you know, I don't mean anything by it, I swear. We could still get married even if I'm your legal guardian. I swear. Scott. Oh god. Yeah, you know, I don't know about you, but I always just like want to make sure that any random people, especially people that I'm going to be like their legal guardian, I always just make sure to let them know we can still get married. I mean, it's like completely irrelevant, doesn't matter at all. Like, it's not like we want to get married, but like, just letting you know. Like, literally what you mean, stop. Also, I like that I even like drew a little piece of tape on here. Okay, this part is a little bit vague. I didn't specify what I was talking about, but she was referring to where he was like, I don't mean anything by it, I swear. Though she'd never ever admit it, she sort of hoped he did mean it. The parts that I was like, ugh, were like underlined, so. He was the first guy, or woof, or whatever Annabelle had ever truly loved. How long have you known this guy? And since you've met this guy, your mother is dead, your father is dead, he's trying to become your legal guardian and marry you? Well, she truly loves him, and she's only met him for like 2 weeks or something like that, but yeah, she loves him. Or did she love him? No, bitch, you can't. That's not how it works. Now that both her parents were gone, was this just a need to be loved? Probably. As Annabelle sat mourning over her Cocoa Pebbles, oh my god, I spelled it wrong, she found herself thinking about Scott. Was he really a werewolf? Was Scott his real name? Did he wear boxers or briefs? Girl! That question was not necessary, she scolded herself, smiling. Just then, the door opened and in walked Scott. You're up early, he commented with a grin. It's not even 10 o'clock. Annabelle laughed. The sudden acquaintance, I spelled that wrong too. Between them felt a little awkward, but it was nice. So, I guess you're like my parent now, right? Annabelle asked nervously. Also, I like the fact that he was a ghost and he was a vampire, then he's a werewolf. But like, even though he's a werewolf now, if that's really what he is, he can still get legal guardianship. So, Okay, Annabelle asked nervously. She didn't want him to own her just yet. Yet? You want him to own you? What do you mean? So done. No, the papers won't be here till next week. After that, I send the papers and boom, you have a daddy. Now listen, I'm not one to kink shame, but ouch, that sort of hurt. Annabelle couldn't help the sudden steady stream of fresh tears that had just started rolling down her cheeks. Can you imagine this, like, in real life? Like, this little situation, okay? Pretend like all of this is like a normal occurrence, like, just, you know, ignore the fact that this would never ever happen and is completely ridiculous. So this girl's like, so you're like my parent now, right? Because like you're like gonna be my legal guardian. And he's like, oh no, not yet. Like I still gotta sign the papers and then I'll be your dad. And then she just like, boom, tears are just rolling down her cheeks. It's not realistic. Also, I'm being like real loud and it's 11 at night, but like, I don't know how to not scream about this. I like that I hit myself in the eye when I did that. Her expression was probably something along the lines of absolutely tortured because Scott's sparkling eyes immediately softened with hurt. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it that way. He frantically apologized and started to give Annabelle a headache. No, it's okay, she mumbled, looking away from him. She hated when she cried like this. She also hated that Scott had to see her cry and feel that he was responsible. Scott awkwardly patted her shoulder and turned on the TV. Want to watch the Sunday game? It's Panthers versus Packers. I like that little detail. No thanks, I don't really like football. Besides, I'd rather drive down to Becca's. This like friend that she doesn't actually like and that we've met literally like a time and a half. Annabelle replied, oh, okay. Scott stepped awkwardly away and Annabelle grabbed her keys. See you in a half hour, she called. Hey. She rushed out the door and hopped in the car she was eager to get away from her old lonely house. Punctuation, Kai. Okay, honestly, I have more to go and obviously I wasn't gonna finish it this time, but I think that's all I can take. Also, my throat hurts from screaming at Annabelle so much, so it's time to go. Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun making it. Well, I don't know if fun's the right word, but it was enjoyable, I guess. Entertaining at the very least. Okay, so that was part 2 of reading from my first book, Scott. I'm gonna be doing a part 3 at some point. Like I said before, I want to finish this one because it ends on such a crazy cliffhanger and I want to keep you guys like into the story and maybe I'll write the sequel. I'm not gonna write the sequel. Dear God, I'm not gonna write the sequel. The sequel would be like, lol, none of that really happened, the end. Okay, but seriously though, Scott part 2, that was what this was. Scott part 3 is coming at some point and it'll probably just be 3, but honestly, I don't know because we ended on chapter 13. So like I was about to read chapter 13 and there are 18 chapters. Also, I just now saw like the summary thing I wrote for like the back of the novel once it got published. So I'm gonna read that to you real quick just cause, you know, why not? Her name was Annabelle Craven. She was 17? I thought it was 14. 17 years old and had a dull, boring life. But that was before Scott. Scott is a handsome ghost or vampire or whatever. He appears to be all evil, but can he have another hidden side? What exactly is he? Will Annabelle ever figure anything out? No. Okay, so that's gonna be about all for this video. I hope you guys really liked it. Do you like my new ring light? I'm real stoked about it. Also I have a bigger SD card, so that's exciting. And yeah, there's not really anything else relevant. I just keep feeling like rambling, which I need to stop. I'm thirsty. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Welcome to everyone who's new. I see you. I see you. That was weird. Okay, I will see you guys again next Sunday with a story time about a teacher who harassed me to the point that I had to drop his class, and now I may not be walking in graduation because of that. So stay tuned, it's gonna be a juicy one. I haven't done a story time in a good little bit, except for on the Welcome to Reality channel, but that was like a 6-minute story time. The point is, it's mostly been conspiracy theories and other stuff on this channel recently, which is good. But I'm gonna do another story time, getting back to my roots and whatever, and yeah. So I will see you guys next week for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week, which I just said. What? Hey YouTube, hey YouTube, hey YouTube, it's Sunday. We thought you died. Fuck it, I'm dead. Little Boulder! Whiplash, sorry. Subscribe. Anyway, kind of psycho mode. What? Yeah. Yakiatos? Same. Woohoo! Why does this shit happen to me?
Why are you such a copycat?
Bloopers! I say it like that because I'm just so done with everything. So, if you have not seen the first part of this video series, it is called, but just for a quick recap for those of you, but just a quick recap for those of you who have seen it and just can't, yeah. Wait, if you are a vampire, how do people think, oh. He saw her staring at, hey, you were having a moment. Don't worry about it, we understand, Becky said. That night, as she lay in her bed trying to sleep, she couldn't get Scott's, I like how a soft, new, sweet tune. Oh. Also, I like that I didn't use, oh, she exclaimed. Stop trying to tell her, oh, with a great big huff and a big of, dear Annabelle, sorry I'm not there. I'm at the courthouse. Her expression, he appears to be all evil, but can,